everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we're going to start a new show and tell video. You'll probably see this sometime in July. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to show you is my Nissan hat. This is the one time you will ever see me wear anything but a Mopar hat or a Peterborough Speedway hat or a Ford tractor hat. But my friend Jeremy gave me a Nissan hat from the place where he works, so I'll wear it. It's been hanging over there on a nail for about 2 years, but Nissan is okay. They gave us the Datsun 510. Any company that made the Datsun 510 is okay with me. So today, one day only, I'm a Nissan guy. Anyway, on with the show. My friend Peter gave me these two cool things. This is for watering your hanging plants. We have to get one of those quick disconnect things so we can attach it to our hose and see how it works. And I got this old car radio from his dad's garage. And judging by the wire colors, I'm guessing that this is a Chrysler radio. It's got some Motorola markings on it here and there. So we'll take this in the house, and next time we're testing radios, we'll see if it works. My friend Jim, thanks Jim, was cleaning out his garage and gave me a Tekonsha Prodigy brake controller. That is a nice brake controller. We'll use that in something. And it's really cool LED light bar for a truck. So this can be a third, I think it's a third brake light and a parking light and turn signals and everything. I got to read the instructions and see exactly what this thing does. But I think I know what I'm going to do with that too. And then this here, this is a splitting maul that we got at the auction for, I don't know, just a few dollars. I've got all that stuff lying in my driveway from when the hydro guys came and took down that gigantic willow tree. So we're going to need to break it all up. It splits pretty easy, so this will help me a lot. Still got Canadian Tire number on it. So here's some cool stuff we got at the auction. I've got a job upcoming in my basement where I'm going to have to bust up the floor a little bit. And this here is a vintage, old school Milwaukee electric jackhammer. It came with a bunch of bits. You don't find tools like this anymore. I got this thing for 20 bucks. So before we do anything, we're going to see if the motor runs. And she jackhammers. I'd say that's a win. Good. It's got, you can see it came with 4 different bits. So this will come in handy when we fix our basement floor. Next, we've got this old school Black & Decker sander, polisher, body grinder. This is good stuff. You know, like, you don't find tools like this anymore. It's heavy because it's made out of metal. So let's see if that works. Of course it does. That's fantastic. Whoa, you should hear the rain coming down out there. Glad I'm in here. And we got this vintage Craftsman. Look at that. Craftsman. 6.5 amp Sawzall. Let's see if this thing works. Of course it does. Now, the thing is, I sit there at auctions, and I'll go through them and pick the stuff that I want to bid on. And then when I'm watching it, if I see stuff coming up that's got no bids on it, right at the last second, I'll throw the minimum at it and see if I win. So that's what I was doing. I was sitting there watching, and these two things came up as a lot, and nobody had bid on them. This auction in particular, the bid started at 10 bucks. So with just a few seconds left, I threw the minimum bid at it, and I got both these great power tools for 10 bucks. You can't go wrong with that. Here's another cool thing from the same auction. A nice vintage Ford Motorsport finned aluminum valve cover. This fits your 2-liter, 2.3 Pinto, Mustang 2, Fox Mustang, anything with that iron-headed 2.3, 2-liter Ford overhead cam engine in it. That's a cool piece. Same thing. Nobody bid on it. I got it for 10 bucks. It'll look nice hanging on the wall, I think. Here's the last thing we got. You're not going to believe this. I sure don't. I've always wanted a proper set of turn plates for when I'm doing my goofy homebrewed front end alignments here. And they're really hard to find. I've seen them at swap meets and stuff. Guys want 300 bucks a pair for them. So, well, look. I got a complete bare computerized alignment setup at the auction for 50 bucks. I don't know if it works or not. I'm just happy to get the turn plates. If this stuff works, I'll just consider that a bonus. The only deal with this is there's no manual. Some of the bare systems later, they hooked up to a PC, but this one's got this is like a portable unit. So anyway, what I'm going to do just on a lark, I'm going to put the wheel clamps and the heads and everything on the old caliber here, and we'll plug the thing in and we'll see if we can spark it up. I'm not going to put the wheels on the turn plates. I'm not too worried about that right now. Well, what do you make of that? I was just starting to get this damn thing figured out, and power went out. It's a windy, rainy, kind of miserable night, so what else do you expect? I think since we had that big windstorm and tornadoes and everything the other week, our power grid around here is probably a little bit fragile. I even heard today, it was a little bit windy, and we heard, we were running the dog, something pretty big come down back in the forest back there. Crack! You could hear it come down. So there's still stuff that storm worked over pretty good that wasn't quite ready to come down. That's coming down now. And well, maybe it's, it's going to be a long night, I think. Anyway, I've got some homework to do. I've got to try and find some manuals for this thing. We had it plugged in and hooked up, and there was stuff flashing and blinking, so we're on the right track. I think this thing maybe will work. And here's my two little friends. As soon as the lights go out, they go to sleep. That's an automatic reaction. This thing, looking at it, I don't think it was really used all that much. There's no real wear or nothing on the turn plates, so I'm optimistic that we'll be able to do something with this. Like I said, worst case scenario, we got the turn plates, and that's what we really wanted. Worst case scenario, if all I get out of this is the turn plates, I'll just get another one of these things. I've used this for years. You clamp it on the wheel, and it works just fine. This is the way we used to do it. That's a big bloody turtle. It's about 10, no, probably more like 12 inches across. That thing probably ate a few frogs in its day. Now that COVID is kind of in the rearview mirror, stuff is starting to come to life again. I've been showing you a lot of stuff in my show and tell videos that we get at auctions. Well, now, finally, we're getting stuff at yard sales again. I like yard sales. Yard sales are great. So on Saturday, we were out doing a little yard selling, and we found some really good stuff. This here, this is beautiful. This is a book by Jane Buckles. She's a local artist, and she's gone around North Pickering. If you're at all familiar with this area of the GTA, you'll know about the Pickering Airport. In 1972, the federal government expropriated thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of farmland in North Pickering to put in basically a relief airport for Malton Airport at the time, which is now Pearson Airport in Toronto. And over the years, it's never happened. But they have been methodically, the GTAA, the Greater Toronto Airport Authority, has been, over the years, renting these old farmhouses to people for $500 a month. But over time, as they fall into disrepair, they're not too interested in upkeep on them, so they kick the people out and raise them. So many of the old houses in this book are no longer standing. Like this, the Niswander House and Mill. I remember this place. These were friends of my great aunt Lil. My dad used to go to this place when he was a little kid in the 1940s. Gone. I remember when they knocked that one down. So this is fantastic. Beautiful piece of Pickering history. Now, we got some movies. Jackie Chan, Everything is a Weapon. How can you not go wrong? And we got the Star Wars trilogy. That's episodes 3, 4, and 5. Outstanding. I got a sump pump hose with the check valve and 2 clamps. The fella actually gave me this stuff because he was just packing up, and I said, hey, what do you want for that? He said, just take it. Okay. And I don't know, I have a thing for these old yellow Fuller screwdrivers, and I don't think this one has ever been used. And my one like this, well, the other week I was using it to do this with, what you shouldn't do, and I busted the tip off it. So I was very happy to find this at a yard sale for $1. This here is one of these things you put your garden hose on. I have one of them over there, but it's made out of metal and it's all rusted and it's in bad shape. So we'll swap our hose over onto this. I got this thing for 20 bucks, and as far as I can tell, it works. We'll find out when we put water to it and see if it holds the pressure. This here is Otto. All our robot vacuums around here are Sharks. And this is our first Roomba, iRobot. We got him at a yard sale. And he seems to work pretty good. With these dogs running around here, the mess they make. So we've just got these things running like constantly. It does do things a little bit different than the Shark ones, but at the end of the day, it's doing the same job. Here's the next load of loot to show you. Today we were at the tractor show and they had a little bit of a swap meet there. So look at this. Nice old Stuart Warner electric fuel pump. Carter used to sell these too. Everybody sold these. These things are great. For $1. We'll see if it works, but for $1 I was willing to take a chance. We also got this nice, if I can get it open, upside down of course. We got this nice digital vernier caliper. Switches back and forth between inches and millimeter. And it came with 4 brand new batteries. I got it for a couple of bucks. Oh, and one more battery on the ground here. There we go. So altogether we've got like 5 batteries. That's good. Maybe some of them even work. And the greatest thing, Spaceballs. I cannot believe Deb has never seen Spaceballs, but she's going to see it very, very soon. You remember earlier in the video I showed you this splitting maul that we got at the auction. Well, this is an old one with a wooden handle, and as soon as I started using it, the handle split right down here. So anyway, wouldn't you know, at an auction last night, I got this one. Fiberglass handle. Even I can't break this. So that's good. And it's got a little more broad of a space on it. So anyway, we'll see what we can do with those. We also got, I can't even remember what these are. Oh yes. So this bag of junk I got for a couple of bucks. I don't know what these even are. I think these are for putting in R1, oh it says right here, R134A. So that's what these are for. Whether I will ever use them or not, I have no idea. But there were some little gauges and stuff in there. So this here is a 300 PSI gauge. That's got something to do with air conditioning repair, I think. But this is what I was really interested in. This nice little vacuum pressure gauge. These things are cool. I just love old diagnostic tools. And this is a really cool piece from back in the day. And it's big enough that if you were having trouble with the car, you could run a hose into the car and you could kind of keep an eye on this while you were driving. And then the last thing we got here is from the same auction. Oh yeah, some tools. So this here is, I think that's a fan socket. Kent Moore. It's got a Kent Moore number on it. A fan wrench, I mean. And this nice set of metric crow's foot line wrenches. We got these. Oh, these. Now, that was worth what I paid for the whole thing. And I got this nice Mastercraft ratchet. So that's pretty cool. Love getting good stuff at the auction. Well, today was a good day. We're coming home, and I found this old steel chainsaw in somebody's garbage. And like, it's not like they left it at the end of the driveway and went in to have lunch. I actually talked to the people, and they said yes. They didn't know anything about it. It was Grandpa's old saw, and he didn't want it no more, so he put it down at the curb for scrap. It's a Stihl 041 AV. I just did some quick research and found out these things were made from 1967 till 1986. I'm sure somewhere on it there's a serial number and we can nail it down exactly, but I mean, that old steel script there probably gives you a clue that this thing is likely from the 60s. Look at the on and off switch, just a toggle switch. Anyway, this will be a whole nother video getting this thing going. Next up, we've got here, my friend Pete gave me another bucket of old tools from his dad's garage. So we've kind of sorted through them, and there's some interesting stuff there. You can see here is a homemade distributor wrench. Pretty interesting. This, I guess, has been modified for some specific job. This is what everybody used to do back in the day, right? We've got some punches, a bunch of extensions, some pliers. I'm keen to figure out what the heck this one is for. We'll get to the bottom of it. It's quite an interesting tool. This one here is for pulling off ignition wires. And then we've got over there some hammers, a few sockets, a flathead valve lifter. That'll come in handy around here. And a whole slew of screwdrivers. So this stuff will all just kind of get absorbed into the shop here, and other little tool kits I've got here and there. And yeah, it'll all get used up. We also got a whole bunch of excellent reference material from Pete. These were his dad's manuals. And these are oldies. Like this one here, it's a motor's manual from 1955 till 1963. This is like an automotive textbook, a theory book from 1960. Here's your Chilton's manual, 71 to 78, domestics, trucks, imports, 77 to 84 cars. And this one is 1966. So it does from 59 to 66. So this is all good stuff. Look at this. Beautiful. Love these old books. Then this is the last of the neat stuff from my friend Pete. This here, a vacuum pressure gauge. I always like these. These are a great diagnostic tool. We got a little butterfly gun. We'll see if it works later. I don't think that's the right fitting for our airlines. We may have to change that. That's right. And this thing here, I believe, is a timing light. An old school timing light. So we'll get an engine over here and try this out and see if it works. Well, I'd say that was an excellent load of show and tell stuff. And I would like to point out to my great viewers, I have made a technological advancement on our channel. You will notice now I finally figured out how to stop this dumb phone from reversing the image when it's in selfie mode. You'll notice now I'm filming myself and Kubota there on the tractor isn't backwards anymore. It's backwards when I'm looking at it on the screen, but it'll be frontwards when you look at it. Amazing. Anyway, that'll do it for now. The next load of show and tell stuff is already piling up over there on the bench. And there's more to come. So stay tuned. There'll be more show and tell next month. Anyway, thanks for tuning into our channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. It helps to build things and get this out there so more and more people see it. I'd like to encourage and thank you for coming back again to watch our videos in the future. And until we meet again, this is Kevin checking out from the Claremont... Until we meet again, this is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. Thanks and so long.